Warning, this content may be disturbing to some audiences. Subscribe. If you dare.
We can't date. My dog hates you. Hey everybody, welcome to ANECDOSED. People ask Reddit. Girls can get friendzoned too. Women of Reddit, share your stories.
Number 1.
Commenter. I had a huge crush on my study buddy in college, and one night he casually looked at me and said to me, "You know why we're such great study buddies? Because we never have to worry about physical attraction or sexual chemistry." Anyone else? Person B. Like I say a lot. Subtle hints don't work. Strong hints don't work. Obvious hints don't work. Just come out and say it.
Number 2.
The last couple weeks I've been on 5 to 6 dates with this guy, a cop I've known for years. Yesterday, he texted me, "I'm really enjoying hanging out with you. I know we're not BF/GF material, but I can see us being great friends." Today, he asked me out for lunch and told me about the date he had last night. He told me it wasn't a romantic date, just a friend date like what we do. Yup, I'm pretty sure I'm friend-zoned.
Number 3.
I went on a couple dates with one guy I'd met through friends. Or so I thought. We proceeded to hook up. And 3 days later he was dating another girl. He thought we were both just lonely and hanging out. I thought he was the bee's knees. We're great friends to this day, but I cried every time I saw him for the longest. I've friend-zoned guys before, but never since that day. I make it a point to be very upfront and honest. I didn't realize how much worse than heartbreak the friend zone felt.
Number 4.
Commenter. One of my good friends had left for the army. I know how lonely you can feel in the military, so I decided to drop over $500 to go halfway across America to a shitty city in Georgia that is basically the first level of hell. One tumbleweed-filled mall, a few fast food restaurants, and my hotel. It was awful and humid. But it was worth it to see him, just for a few days. We'd been friends since middle school. He was there when my boyfriend broke my heart. I was there when his girlfriend did the same. It was a beautiful friendship, really, and people often made comments about us being a couple. I kinda got sucked into the thought, to be honest. Anyways, I go to a shitty city in Georgia to spend just a few days with him. We have a sweet running reunion jump hug combo. He shows me off to a few of his army friends, and gets shakes and burgers together at this old-fashioned ma and pa diner. The next day all we do is cuddle and laugh. We hold hands through the shitty one-horse mall. He helps me pick out a cute summer dress. I even initiated a kiss or two. It was like a effing movie. It was beautiful. I even wrote a poem that night. I was so inspired by the overflow of emotions. A few months later he comes back home. I invited him over to have a Skyrim party with a few friends. Denied? Oh. Invited him to go to dinner? Nope. Okay. Hang out. Watch movies and cuddle. Make hot cocoa. Drive-by high five. Nada. Nothing. Zip. I didn't get to see him for about 2 months, and he lived right down the road. Turns out his ex, who was dating his best friend while he was gone, told him to stop hanging out with me, and after I asked him about it I got the classic "we make better friends than a couple anyways." Haha. Person B. If he's listening to his ex, he wasn't worth it. He helped you dodge one bullet. Move along before he decides to pull you back in as a backup.
Number 5.
Commenter. Sometimes as friends you get to know each other, and even if you find them attractive, you know that if you cross a certain line it's going to change all the dynamics. And sometimes knowing someone well already puts you off ever wanting a romantic thing, even though you make good friends. Some girlfriends, girls I'm friends with, not romantic, have interested me, and I even crushed on them for a while until I saw how their relationship dynamics went with their love interests. I'd realized that I didn't ever want to be on the receiving end of how they dealt with that kind of relationship, whether it was the neediness, manipulation, jealousy, what have you, but I still loved the girl as a friend. So when the situation reversed and they came on to me, the line of no return came close to crossing. And I had to make a call to say no, not a good call. Caveat here is this: the girl I wound up losing my virginity to and being my high school senior year GF was one of my good friends from 6th grade up. She just flat out said to me early in senior year, "I think we should date, can I kiss you?" And I agreed. Stayed friends for years after we broke it off to go to college. Come to think about it, I've stayed friends with all my exos and keep in touch with them. Person B. This. 1000 times this. Sometimes people are like, "Hey, why aren't you and such together?" Because I actually like being friends with such and would like to not be exposed firsthand to her dysfunctional relationship side. I can talk with you for hours about your bad relationship, but I refuse to be your bad relationship. Person C, very true. I know a lot of girls that are really fun and cool to hang out with, but they are absolutely insane when it comes to their relationships.
Number 6.
I'm a guy and have been in the bro zone position a few times. Once it was very similar to this, went on a few hangout/friend making dates, and just didn't really feel anything. But, because we like the same video games/TV/movies/other interests, I wanted to keep it somewhat real, hanging out not that frequently and attempting to be friends. Then I started to see she was dropping very subtle hints to the tune of "I would be perfect for you." And that's when I had to sit her down and make it very clear that nothing was ever going to happen, and if she was going to have trouble continuing this, then I would give her space. In that one case, it worked out, we're still friends, and have both dated other people since. But, I have been friend-zoned by girls more times than I would care to count, and I wish some of them had just made things clear and not used me to get whatever good feeling I gave them. I.e. not given me a shred of hope. The friend-zoner taking the easy route can drive the other person crazy, even if they already know, and the rest of the internet is telling them that they are at max level friend zone, or whatever.
Number 7.
I was in love with my best friend for 3 years. We did everything together. Went to the movies, had Doctor Who nights, went hiking, etc. He would even stop by to talk to me at work and texted me every night about which episodes of Star Trek we're on. He told me all his shit and I told him mine. He helped me out of my depression and was the first one I told when I was raped. We gave each other gifts and everyone thought we were dating. He even encouraged the image when we were out in public. But it never went anywhere. Instead of telling me he simply wasn't attracted to me, we continued a charade of couple-like behavior. He started dating someone and I felt I needed to be blunt, blunter than I had already been. I told him I loved him and he didn't talk to me for a year. He got married in September. I'm engaged now, so I guess it all worked out for the best in the end. Smile.
Number 8.
Commenter. This guy would come over to my house and insist on cuddling and watching movies the whole time, would keep me up all night on the phone because he slept better when he could hear my voice, would send me good morning texts, and hold my hand whenever the opportunity presented itself. Then told his best friend that he wished I would just get over it. Person B. He sounds like a douchebag who leads people on to make himself feel better. I hope he's not in your life anymore. Person C. There's a lady doing this to me. Anytime I try to move on, she gets clingy. Earlier today, she was flirting with me, and I didn't reciprocate. Anyways, it ended up as a serious conversation, and then she said I'm not ready to settle down forever. I wish I was. It's clear she wants to be with me, but, speculation here, she thinks she shouldn't want to be in a relationship and should just sleep around instead. Little does she know, although I still want to, I can't be with her anymore. I spare her feelings like she doesn't mind.
Number 9.
Commenter. Weirdest ever. I had been hanging out with this guy for almost a year. He liked me and I liked him. I went over to his house once for his birthday. We went to his room and made out a little. The door was cracked and in came his dog. The dog then started to growl and bite my ankles. A week later I asked if he wanted to be more than friends. He said we can't date. My dog hates you. I'm afraid he might hurt you. I hope we can stay friends. I like you but I love my dog. Friend zoned by a effing dog. Person B. OFFFFFF. I'm sorry I laughed a little, but it was the sort of laugh that comes from reading something incredulous. If he loved his dog to the point where he couldn't take a chance with a girl, then maybe you're better off. Commenter. It's alright. I laughed a bit too. You know, remembering such a stupid story. I didn't tell one of my friends. I was so embarrassed. He had the dog since he was 7, so I kind of understand.
Number 10.
I kept getting friend-zoned by this guy that I liked and had been friends with for about 3 years. Feelings didn't start right away. I got vibes from him, or so what I thought were vibes. One night we were both wasted, and we ended up sleeping together. I thought to myself, on this is it, he's gonna tell me he has feelings for me too. He ends up telling me that he's gay and that he was trying to force something that wasn't there. But after the drunk encounter he realized that he wasn't even sexually attracted to girls. This really was the best outcome, as we're now best friends and he found himself in the process.
Number 11.
Fall hard for boy, spend a collective 2 months in a casual fling, spread over 5 months, he serenades me, a few days later he tells me he wants to get back with his ex. Whatever, get over him, mostly, all is well. Then 6 months later, he calls me and tells me he needs someone to talk to. I of course go with him. He drives me around while ranting about his, once again, ex-girlfriend. We drive past a place where, apparently, they had sex in the parking lot and tells me all about it. He spends about 2 hours telling me why he's crazy about this girl and why she pisses him off. Then he takes me home and never talks to me again. Yay!
Number 12.
See, in my experience, a solid majority of males are oblivious to hints that chicks think are blatantly obvious. I was talking to my boyfriend the other day, about before we got together, and a lot of the things I did to try and let him know I was mega into him weren't even noticed. In the end, a simple "I'm into you, we should go out" does the trick really well.
Number 13.
Commenter. I totally friend-zoned this girl in high school. I'd gone to elementary and middle school with her as well, and she was always sort of the weird girl out of the girly girl group. She wasn't chubby, but she wasn't skinny either. Anyway, fast forward 2 years, she plays the trombone in the high school band and as one of her friends give me this note asking me to be the Sadie Hawkins. I said no, mostly because I wasn't planning on going at all, but also because she was just a little out there for my tastes. In college, I met her at a bar once, and she's effing gorgeous, smart, and hilarious. I think ultimately, I lost. Person B. We decide in the present situation, not the future. And what we decide today might change that. I refused a girl she used as her motivation to get better. I got refused and now I am using that to get better. It's always a win-win situation. Person C. Person B's mentality is the excuse all losers use. Person D. I understand your point, and even agree in certain respects. But also, who said this chick needed motivation to get better? I was that awkward weird girl in middle/high school, and I've apparently since become hot and smart and blah blah. My social rejection only made me a better person in that I no longer feel insecure about whether I appear weird or hot to other people, because F that. Thankfully my current boyfriend knew me through most of my awkward weird phases and gets to enjoy the fruits of my newfound hotness. And I love him even more for not giving a shit either way. If you suck at bathing or are a douchebag, bettering yourself is great. If you're just a little out there and not skinny, who cares?
Number 14.
Alright ladies. This is friendzoning. I had a massive crush in high school head over heels. We became friends because I learned on TV that friendship leads to being girlfriend-boyfriend. Curse you 90s romantic comedies that promise the shy quiet loner when applied a montage makeover sequence could get anything of their dreams. It has become clear that this person doesn't like me in that way but wants to stay friends. Sucks but cool. I hit on another person almost a year later, and the former crush breaks down in tears because they are afraid they will lose me and don't like seeing me with other people. Because I'm young and naive, I take this for hope that I got a shot. Nope. Next 2 years of constant rebuffs, but the slightest hints I am attracted to anyone else leads to waterworks. That is friendzoning.
Make sure to share your personal story in the comments below and have the opportunity to be featured in a future video. Also, if you like these topics, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button to continue seeing more content like this every day. See you next time.